How come you're a turtle today?
How come I'm a turtle?
Yeah.
Because I feel strongly that we don't have the right to do whatever we want to the planet because we want to make bigger profits. I mean, where is it going to end? You know, I mean, it starts with sea turtles and it ends with, what, the whole planet? What, like 8 rich guys sitting in a room and the rest of the planet's like a bombed out wasteland? It's got to stop somewhere, and it will never stop. It will never be enough for them. That's the way global profits work. It's never enough. So we got to make a stand somewhere, and sea turtles is where I'm making a stand.
Okay, thank you.
The Save the Turtle tie in.
It ties in because the entire environment is at stake if all we're taking into consideration is profits. If all we're taking into consideration is making as much money as possible for a few rich guys and damn everything else, then it's going to start with sea turtles and it's going to go from there, and it's going to end up with us, you know.
I see. So it points into the greed of the corporations that go down like to Mexico and ignore the environmental laws that are on the books and dump rust.
Not just ignore them, I mean strike them down. And that's what happened with these sea turtles.
That's totally, they totally ignore them.
Actively, WTO.
So that works out into the oceans, which then that's how it affects the sea turtles. The pollution into the water and the ground. And
no, actually it's a more direct issue because I don't remember what country it was. Some country, where the sea turtles are, where are they? On the coast of South America. Some country told the U.S. to keep their endangered species laws to themselves. We were telling them, you can't fish in a certain way because it kills sea turtles. And they said, to hell with you, we're going to take it to the WTO, and the WTO is going to shut you down, and that's exactly what happened.
So there's this little contraption they put in the nets that allow the turtles to get out. And they
like the one on stage.
Yeah, I didn't get to go up there.
It's got a round thing with wires across it, like, is that
Exactly.
that contraption?
Yeah, and that was the law that you had to use that contraption, and then they overturned that because it was in the way of free trade.
Well, that's what we were just sitting there thinking, you know, because we fight the labor issues, and then we, you know, when we came here, we heard about, you know, the sea turtle, and curiosity was how does it tie in?
Well, it's great.
Exactly.
People are like talking to each other and getting the other ends of the issue. That's really great.
Well, because there's so many different coalitions here. You know, curiosity is how each one ties in that they're protesting the WTO. I mean,
I think
so how come you're here?
Laws
it's the
laws
laws
are stringent and the other ones are lower, so they want to get.
And they won't bring them up to parity with ours, and that's been our biggest beef with labor issues, is that they won't enforce the same labor and import and those type of laws, environmental, onto the other countries that all the companies here have to abide by.
What are the specific labor issues?
Child labor, equal fair wage for a fair day.
Human rights.
Instead of subsidizing their industries, go on quality, on product. That's what hurts the U.S. is because our products are the top quality, but we don't get subsidized by our governments, where Japan and Korea and all those subsidized, so they're able to dump those products into the U.S. all right, at a lower price under what the fair market price is, which then drives down the industry within our own country. And that's been the biggest. Is the steel imports is the biggest crisis right now. Steel, but there's specialty metals and there's other industries that get affected by the dumping too. Electronics, plastics, all that. Which hopefully that we just want on the same scale. Everybody on the same scale.
Kathy Gifford gets into there too.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is child labor. That's why we boycott Nike so much, is because they use 8-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds to make the shoes. So it costs them $3 to make the shoe. They send it over here. What do they sell it for?
60 bucks.
90, 100, 120, something, depending. And you get a superstar to put its name on it, then the price goes up to 150. But they're still having children making for $3.
I'm here as a member of the United Steelworkers.
Okay.
Our president, George Becker, to protest the World Trade Organization.
Okay.
And our president also has a loyalty to the environmentalists, and we're here to help. 3,000 miles to participate in this. And wildlife, even though we don't have sea turtles in West Virginia, but wildlife, the environment is something very important to us. I am running for the House of Delegates in the state of West Virginia. So I am a politician, future politician, representative. So even though it's not sea turtles in West Virginia, it is deer, turkey, bear, things of that nature.
And you see the WTO as a threat to the environment?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's an enlarged NAFTA. You know what happened in Mexico? We can't let that happen around the world. I'm a citizen of planet Earth, therefore directly affects me.
So what happened in Mexico? A lot of people don't know.
Well, you know, of course it's a very complicated thing, but basically we had it falls under trade, it falls under fast track. Fast track is an authority by the president to negotiate a trade agreement without going through the Senate. There were many promises made to the Mexican people and also the border states of Mexico, which have fallen through. The large companies in the United States have done away with workers' jobs. They've moved to Mexico, lower wages, child labor, dumping pollution in the streams. That's something we fight. That's something my union, the United States Steelworkers, we fight for those people even though they've not paid a single dime of dues money. That's not something that we're fighting for those people. We had a rally yesterday where we showed a videotape where George Becker and some people went to Mexico and showed the living conditions. You know, families are living in huts that are built by the pallets that the factories use, $1 million factories, and these folks are living in 10 by 10, 2-bedroom quarters, 3 people working, they make $30 a week. That's, we feel, is not acceptable. We're losing 300,000 to 500,000 industrial jobs in this country a year, and so we're fighting for it. We're fighting for my future, your future, and the future of the country.
I am here today because I read a lot of flyers and got a bunch of other information about the WTO and what they stand for, and I don't agree with the way that they exploit the environment and exploit peoples for their own monetary benefit. Well, for me, protesting is a way to spread information and get change through heightening awareness among people who maybe aren't in on environmental cliques or in on things like that, because a lot of this information needs to be said among people who are not the radicals if we want to see change get done, because a lot of people, when they hear radical, they automatically kind of turn off and don't listen to what's being said. So it's really important to get other groups in, and that's what protesting is for, to heighten awareness among individuals, spread ideas, then get together as groups, and the groups spread an idea on a more broad scale.
I'm just trying to find my way to the water.
Just trying to find your way to the water? Somebody crossed.
No, I'm a commercial fisherman, and you know, America doesn't do the greatest job of enforcing or enacting laws that protect the environment as far as commercial fisheries do, but we do a better job than most nations. And world trade, the whole world trade platform is about rolling back all kinds of regulations, not just workers' rights, but environmental regulations. And kind of like what they're saying, it's a race to the bottom as far as deregulation goes.
Do you think that individuals can really make a difference?
Always. And maybe a little bit, but when you get a bunch of little turtles running around together, maybe it's like, maybe you get a little bit of a press, you know. Yeah, individuals can make a difference. I mean, all these, you know, all action, you know, people talk about it's inevitable, you know, world trade is inevitable and things like that, but it's all a human construct, so, you know, it's not some greater force than any of the composite human beings that make it up.
They were made by the Humane Society of the U.S.
And that's the weirdest thing. Okay, so you're not by yourself. Oh, okay. All right, so come back in.
Brooklyn?
It's an organ.
Yeah. This is really quite a crowd.
WTO! Hell no! 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 WTO! sucks. We got hopeless and homeless. We got yuppies from hell. Not enough of education. Still dealing at the SNL. Boss says he needs concessions from me. He only made $100 million. I worked harder and longer for less, and I know capitalism sucks. Oh yes. Let me tell you it sucks. You don't have to be a red to realize that capitalism sucks.
Okay, we have someone here to speak to you guys. Somebody very important. Let's hear him say some words.
The National Farms Association.
And we will continue to promote family farm agriculture because we know that's the kind of food that you all want to consume. And we also know that you are very much opposed to GMOs, and we are very proud to be announcing the Family Farmer Declaration here today. And now for the one that you really want to hear, here is Josie Bovee.
Well, I'm happy today to be with you. I think the fight is beginning now, and together I think we can win. For us, the fight has begun in August. It began when WTO decided that our cheese couldn't come in the United States because Europe refused almond beef. And so that day, we decided to begin the resistance. The resistance. We decided to begin the resistance against WTO. Against also the multinational corporation. Against Monsanto. Actually, I think we're going to win because Monsanto is finished. People doesn't want to eat anymore that kind of food. We don't want any more hormone in the beef. We don't want any more GMO in our food. I think actually in the United States you have to make also a big movement to put this kind of multinational away. You shall throw them in the sea. So all this week we have been visiting family farmers. What's happening in the United States is the same thing in Europe. Actually, the family farmers are getting out of their farm because their price is so low, people can't live anymore in their farm. Though that, while we are fighting together, American farmers and European farmers, but also with the farmers from all the world. And here in Seattle, there's farmers from Asia, from South America, from Africa and Europe, and we are all together in Via Campesina.
Well, I was speaking when our friends came in, and I wanted the American farmers' opinion and the European farmers' opinion before I could tell you my opinion coming from India. You know, India is a very big country, and we can't afford to eat this McDonald junk food. But still, in spite of the fact that India is such a big country, we still have just one outlet of McDonald's. We are not allowed. And you should know that India has only 2 outlets of Kentucky Fried Chicken, not the third one. And we have a program to throw them out very shortly.
I'm John Kinsman. I've known Josie Bovee for 15 years. I've been in Europe with Josie, and we've stood together with the farmers from Europe and the United States to do all the things that he and Bill and our friend from India has talked about. We must all stick together. The consumers are our biggest ally. Woo! The people.
Yeah! I think we made the demonstration we want. We said that we're going to go in front of McDonald's in Seattle to show to all the governments of the world that they don't want that kind of food. So actually, this demonstration was a great demonstration. But now we have other struggles to be on. And so that we ask you now to finish that demonstration, how it begins. We must stay in a non-violent, active way of fighting. So actually, non-violent is the best way to win. That's how we win already in France.
Give you a cheap burger that isn't nutritious, that uses the cheapest possible product elsewhere in the world, reconstitute I'm going to drink it into something that you're supposed to eat for lunch. It's not a good lunch. It's a corporate lunch. And we should our most basic rights, and we shouldn't set them designed for us to accept it. Where's the knife? I'll take some cheese. Paper! Those come from trees!
I read someone documented that the WTO protests tomorrow would be 30,000 people. And what this shows me is that the protest tomorrow is going to be like humongous. 30,000 was like a totally, like that estimate was totally bugged. And it's going to be way higher. It's going to be like 130,000 people.
Are you going to go?
I'm going to go. I'm going to participate. I'm not going to participate in the direct action, although a lot of my friends are going to be on the front lines. But
do you think that individuals can really make a difference?
Totally, obviously. Like, look at this. I'm sure that it started out pretty small, and then people would walk by and they heard, the